Oh!
Have you ever tried
This one.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to our show. We're branding it as a show instead of a podcast.
It's a
now.
show. It's a show.
Not a podcast, it's a show. We switched positions. Usually
You ever
I'm sitting
tried
on the other
this
side.
one? Basically, we've spiced it up. Who's on top now?
Who's on first?
Who's finishing first? I don't know.
Not America.
What?
I don't know. I don't know.
Speaking of America, so I made an Americano. That's like what the drink is called that I'm drinking right now. But I've seen a lot of people start. We're going to start all these conversations with coffee now, apparently. This is the second episode in a row that's starting with coffee. But a lot of people have switched to calling it Canadios instead of
there's another name
Americanos.
for- oh, okay. Why? What's
Because they don't fuck with America anymore. I like
That's
real,
so dumb.
real,
It's
but
actually
like
so dumb.
y'all don't have to call it something else. You know, like
Performative. coffee.
performative wokeness. It's like after it was like after 9/11 they called French fries freedom fries for a hot minute.
So dumb. It's actually so fucking dumb.
Like, what are we fixing by calling French fries freedom fries? Not the Twin Towers, bro.
So notice how
That was supposed to be a laugh line.
to my future employer, notice how I didn't laugh at that joke.
That was supposed to be a laugh line.
To whoever wants to hire me in the future, notice how I didn't laugh.
To what is it? FH LaGuardia High School.
Notice how I didn't fucking laugh. Okay, we ended up last episode discussing what is it that you want to put into the universe. What do you want for yourself in a year? And he said, give me 45 minutes and I'll answer. It's been like 20 since we recorded that last one. We're still wearing the same fucking clothes.
You could.
Yeah. So, what is it that in a year's time you want for yourself that you don't currently have?
Oh, only in a year's time?
Yeah, in a year or in 5 years. What is it that you want? But give it no more than 2 years.
I don't. I think. Well, we've talked about this actually outside, like on a personal level, sort of to an extent. We talked about like this idea of like, do you want to like own a car versus do you want to own like an apartment or whatever? And we boiled it down to what you want is freedom and autonomy. You know how like we like
Yeah.
like broke down the issue of like I want to like do I spend my money on a car versus an apartment versus a blah 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 blah. And one of the things that we settled on is like this idea of like freedom. It's like we like we spend a lot of time in the city, but like we live on Staten Island. And there's a big commute time between the two, and it's like you lose a lot of freedom and stuff because you're held under like the like
MTA's
like
tight.
tight ass like you're held under like the jurisdiction of someone else. You know, not always a bad thing. I mean, it's a great thing to be living under like someone else's roof and not paying for it. Like it's fantastic. Like wish everyone could do that. But at the same time, it's like now like you're subservient to these other like humans, you know? It's like so it's like part of what you want is freedom and autonomy. And I think that's something that in X amount years time I want to be able to have more of. I want to be able to fully do like only the thing that I want to do, you know. I don't like I love being super busy and being able to do all these things, but I want to kind of focus all of my energy into create like it's not even necessarily theater that I want to do. I think like what I boil down to is like I want to be able to tell stories and support interesting and fantastic people that create stories because I think that's something that we need. And it's like that's why in all like branding that I've done for myself has been like I wrote this beautiful thing about like what I want to do is be able to build sandboxes for like artists to work and create stuff in. What is it? Here, I wrote like I'm a passionate theater creative and storyteller dedicated to crafting safe collaborative spaces where actors can explore, experiment, and bring stories to life. My goal is to create sandboxes where creativity can flourish, allowing each artist to fully embody their character and contribute to the magic of live theater. And it's like I want to be able to fully be in the position to like support artists and allow them to like create this type of work, and that's like kind of the only thing I want to be doing. like I love doing all these other things that I'm doing, and I think they're very valuable, informative things, and very helpful to society. But at the same time, it's like that's not something I want to be doing forever. You know, I don't know. There's a whole lot.
Yeah, I'm trying to write it down
Shit.
step by step. No, it makes sense. Makes sense.
What about
Well,
you?
uh,
What do you want to do?
hmm. Well, the question wasn't what do you want to do, it's what do you want.
Yeah, but what do you want and what do you want to do are the same.
No.
They start with the same
Well, yeah, but
core.
what do I want in a year? I want to be. Hmm. I want to be fully okay with myself. Um,
In what ways? That's a very
yeah, I
general
know. Let me break
statement.
it down. I want to be fully okay with myself. Everybody has a confidence is a spectrum that changes from day to day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a confident person, I believe, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody has their things when it comes to, if you're aware of yourself in any way, you kind of look at yourself from a ceiling perspective. Just like this is good, this is bad, this is
Mm-hmm.
not objectively bad, this whatever. I want to be able to say like, I already can in a lot of ways. I just want to master the art of just saying like, okay, I am what I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there's room for growth, but this is just me as one. This is vessel. You know what I mean? I'm cool. Instead of looking at myself as this fragmented work in progress, I want to learn how to just sit down and just be like, it's okay. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I am who I am. I've done what I could with the time that I've had, and I have more time.
Yeah.
Just a healthier, more grounded relationship with myself. Um,
Then question, what
mm,
steps are you taking to achieve that?
Time is what it is. You have to spend time with yourself, which I'm doing.
Spending time with yourself as in like I think I know the answer to this, but it's more of like for other people watching this. I'm
Right, to be less vague. I get it.
like not necessarily even to be less vague, but like what actionable steps are you taking? Is it like spending physically like going out and doing things
It
for
is for
like with
yourself.
yourself, or it's like being okay with being alone, like
Self-love
what
is an
else?
action. So everyone's like, "Oh, I love myself now. I'm single and I stopped dating for 2 minutes, so I love myself." It's not something you just wake up with. It's a physical action. So me, I like overpriced coffee. I do. And I realized like, oh, it's overpriced, sure, but every time you buy yourself coffee, you're taking care of yourself the way you would take care of somebody else. Every time you do your homework on time or do the right thing at work, you're taking care of yourself. So self-love is, I'm building myself a life that I would want to build for people that I care about. And whenever I put work into anything, whether it's my actual job or whether it's school, whether it's just my simple like morning routine getting
Hmm.
ready, it's what I would want for somebody that I care about.
Yeah,
And for the longest time, I was like, "But what do you mean love yourself? Like I'm a person.
but
Like
you already do.
it's like you already do, right?
No.
No, not unless you take action. Loving yourself, words
Well,
without action is
yeah.
nothing.
Well, that's
Same
the
way if
thing.
you
It's
say
like
you love your significant other and don't do shit for them,
exactly.
it doesn't mean anything. You have to treat yourself to the life that you want. So that's what I want to do. And I hope, as the second part of the goal, I hope that that attracts the things that I want, the dynamics that I want with people.
I
I want to
think.
be, I want to fill certain
Mhm.
space in my life. Like when I look at my workplace right now, I think, what role do I fill? It's not the role. I want to assert a more human and confident and alive position in my life as opposed to just falling into the backdrop of a lot of things. I think that brings you the people that you want to meet. If you're loud enough,
Mhm.
if you shine brightly enough, then the people that you want to meet are going to see you and you'll get it. So I want to establish myself authentically and
Yeah.
happily and just let go of a lot of stuff that I don't,
Uh-huh.
and just,
And I love, and it's actually something that you um came up with was like the like one of the many things that like when we started this, we kind of like rebranded really
Mhm.
quickly, and one of the taglines that we put out, and it's on some of our social media. I think it's on TikTok, and it's in some of like the messaging that we've been putting out, is this idea of like being authentically human.
Yes.
Um, and I mean, like, it's something that like it takes time and we work towards.
Mhm.
But I really like that statement in and of itself, which is why it like gravitated me to it'd be like, yes, like we should put this out there in the world because it's a great statement to put out everywhere, is that you could be authentically you and authentically human, and it's not like perfectly human or like whatever, because that's not the goal that you're
That's
striving for.
what's the word for a sentence that contradicts itself? I guess a juxtaposition. Two things that are
Juxtaposition,
next to
it's
each
a
other in comparison.
juxtaposition.
Um,
But I love that
yeah,
messaging,
authentically human
and I
is
think what was I gonna say? I think what you were talking about, like attracting people, it's like attracting people and things that you want comes from you putting in the steps to do that. And it's like you're attracting people by like loving yourself and like putting yourself out into space. Like one of the things that me and you talked about was like I think we talked about it off air, but you were asking like where do you find like
The people
someone
that you want to
that you
meet, you
want to
know?
meet? It's like you were talking about it, I think more in context of like a romantic relationship, but I think the same applies
I'm
to
sorry, I just choked. Fuck off.
friends and everything. You-
Friends and partners, you know.
I think they come very hand in
They're it's hand in
hand.
hand because your friends eventually introduce you to your partner. So if you
Oh, I
keep
meant
it,
more of like you want to be friends with your partner.
oh, both, one or the other, but I'm saying everything
One
ties
and the
in.
other, not or.
One and the other, yeah, one and the other.
Yeah.
Right, I like that. But like it's like I don't know, if you can't keep good friends, you're not going to be able to keep good relationships if you and
Yep.
vice versa. And I'm like if every friend I'm attracting leaves me just as disappointed as every date I go on, something I'm doing is either A, wrong, or I'm not being patient enough. It's a mix of both. You can't apply something and, you know, expect it to work within a year. Sometimes you
Yep.
just gotta wait and just let the universe. That's another thing I want to do within a year. Stop trying to control things. We've already spoken about this too, but I haven't
Hmm.
realized I'm such a control freak when it comes to planning ahead. I solve problems that don't even fucking exist, and I'm like, this is so has been so bad for me. One of the most detrimental things I've done to
Hmm.
myself was try to really hard to plan ahead. And all of the work I've done trying to secure like a good
Hmm.
life for myself, and we spoke about this in one of the first,
Yeah.
I think the first episode, and I still believe in it. Um, all the work I've done trying to secure a good life for myself has been redundant. What I
Hmm.
could have done with that time would be love myself and the people
Yep.
around me. And where would I be? Same position I'm in now, if not better.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, in trying to secure a better future and not just letting things work out, I fucked up a lot, as many people do. It's part of growing up.
Hmm.
You know, I lost sight of who I was. And I was just thinking about like my younger self, like 15-year-old me had on lock who he was. And I'm like, where'd that go? I
Yeah.
lost it within 2 years' time. And, you know, I kind of just want to return to myself too. A lot of people think finding yourself is inventing something new. In a way, yeah, you're finding a new version of yourself, but more often than not, it's right in front of you. Like
It's
I
just
had
rooted
and
deep into
have
you.
everything that I've ever needed right here. You know what I mean? Like everything I would ever need is within myself and the people around me that I already have in my life. And yeah, that's another thing I want to have in a year's time. Maybe more going on in my
Uh-huh.
internal core and my internal system for
Yep.
myself and the people around me. Maybe some change there, but for the most part, I want to be more grounded and like it's
Yeah.
always been here. There's never been a real
Uh-huh.
problem. It's just in my head.
It's actually really, really funny because it's like again, like none of what oh, my face just went so dark.
Maybe the lighting is a little funny. Sometimes I
Um,
zoom in and
and
we get
it's
the light and I sit back and it goes away. It's okay.
and I turned and like my face, I
We
looked way
started with
bigger.
me being pretty dark and the
Um,
lighting.
but one of the things that you said that I think was really interesting and points out to this thing of like back to that authentically human thing is like you said that like you're a control freak and it doesn't work out for you
Yeah,
versus like I'm free in many aspects of my life, but I also am very controlling in some aspects of my life. And that personally for me has worked
does
out a
work out.
lot better
It's
than
not
when
for
I let it
everyone.
go. And it's very different for different people. And it's not that one of them is bad and one of them is good. There's no black and white here. It's like it doesn't work for you, but it works for me.
Yeah,
And it's like I've realized that like when I am not doing stuff like that, I end up being in really bad places in my life. I feel like the times where I've lost my sense of self has been in letting go and not being able to have a clear vision of something in the future. Um, and that it was really interesting what you just said
hmm
about control, and it's like things that work for you don't work for me, and vice versa. And I think
right.
that's very important to like point out and share to people because it's like just because other people are doing it doesn't mean you have to confine yourself to it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I see things that work for you, and it's like sometimes I try them, and it's like no, this shit doesn't work for me, and it doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means that it's different and that we're different people, and it's like as similar as you could be with someone you're different. It's like we talked about like the
We also,
differences.
if you want to be
Yeah.
like weirdly hippie
Uh-huh.
about it, I think we all have different positions in the universe.
Yeah.
I think it responds to us differently.
Uh-huh.
It's like baking. Like you put in a certain ingredient,
Yeah.
it's gonna get a different reaction.
Yep.
I thought it was really interesting what you just brought up about it
Uh-huh.
now working for you, because I think, you know, the time period in my life where I completely lost myself, being last
Mm-hmm.
year and the year before that, I was trying to do what worked for other people.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of things that, you know, a lot of it is goes into gender, which we was more so our like older brand. But like, what should you do to get the success you want? as this kind of person or as a man or as a woman. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I realized like nothing that like I had everything I needed. I just lost faith in myself. So it's
Yeah.
like let me reinvent the wheel and let me try to be somebody I'm not. Everyone does it. There's no
Yeah.
denying it. Everybody does it. And I was like, okay, let me try a different approach now. So I did, and I came up so empty-handed. I was like, ugh, because I'm trying to be everybody else. And
And it just doesn't work.
the planning and controlling thing that works for you, when I
Yeah.
do it, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
I need to just let my life happen
Mm.
sometimes and give it patience and give it
Yeah.
time and close my eyes and take a deep breath and relax. Some people are meant to relax, some people are not. I'm
Yeah.
fortunate to be somebody who's meant to relax. And I realized like when I try to be somebody who's really
Mm-hmm.
locked in, I get ahead of myself and I
Yeah.
end up not even doing the work I'm supposed to do.
Because I know like what happens is that like if I let go and like don't plan something or whatever, I end up just not doing anything. It's like I'll just like not do anything for the
Hmm.
whole day or whatever. And it's like it's such a waste of
Time.
like time and opportunity that you could be doing other things. So I'm like either I have nothing going on or it's jam-packed of things because there's no in between that I could find personally for myself that works. And it's different for everyone, you know? It's like it's not a right or a wrong way to respond to things. It's just more of like this is something that works for you versus this is something that works for someone else. I think the thing like we were talking about, it's like people like to base their ideas and values off of other people. We were walking today and we saw a billboard of Pete Davidson without his tattoos, and we were talking about like you could put anyone up on that billboard and people will be attracted to them no
It's
matter
like marketing,
what.
like white boy of the month type beat.
You know, because people like to follow the same things. It's like you
Mhm.
follow the same trends, you follow the same whatever, but that doesn't work for everyone,
Yeah,
you know? And that's the thing. It's like conformity is kind of like the root of like
a lot of suffering.
self-destruction.
So
And
self-destruction, yeah.
it's like a lot of people choose to conform to being this type of person and it doesn't work out and then they lose their sense of self and that's such a hard thing to recover.
I'm
And it's
working
like
on it, yeah.
a lot of people we know, I feel like, have lost their sense of self
Never
because
got
they've
back.
tried so hard to be someone that they weren't
Yep.
in an attempt to do all sorts of things.
There
Like,
are people that are buried in it so
okay.
deeply now that they'll never get out of these new
Yep.
personas
Yep.
that they've built. I mean, I saw a TikTok I really liked. It said,
Hmm.
I am wishing you safe return to yourself. I'm like, that's really good. I like it.
Yeah, no, I like it. No, I do like it. I sat to scoff because I thought it was really funny, but
It's hilarious.
it's great. It's great. Did you repost it?
I did. If you want to look
You
at it,
did?
it's
I
in the.
do want to look at it right now.
But yeah, wishing you
It's,
safe
oh my
return to
God.
yourself. I really fuck with that very heavily. Um,
Also, just like not that anyone else is gonna see this, but I really thought that the profile picture you had in on your new TikTok account, like your personal TikTok,
yes.
was in my house, was taken in my house.
Oh no, he was taken in my
Because ain't
house.
this the same fucking railing banister
Very
that I
similar
have?
staircase, but that mirror is not in your house.
I'm like 90%. I have a mirror in a same
That
space and you could take that picture.
that mirror is from a. So I have a picture. Go follow Matteo Guitar Shit actually on TikTok. No spaces, right?
Avoidance after declining love. Okay.
Oh, it's
Mateo Guitar
Matteo underscore guitar underscore
underscore
shit.
shit. Yeah.
Just follow it. I have my guitar stuff on there. But that's another thing too. I realized part of the person I tried to be was not an artist in any which way,
I'm just looking.
which is such a big part of my personality is art and being an artist. And I was like, oh shit, like the person I'm trying to be doesn't fuck with art. Can't reject that side of yourself. A lot of it
Mhm.
comes from, I'm gonna read a poem since y'all seem to love that.
Fuck
Um,
with reading poems.
Part of self-destruction too is yeah, it's a mechanism
Yeah.
that gets built up when you get sick of the world around you. So you think,
Mhm.
let me change my role in the world around me. And you start to resent absolutely everything, including yourself. And there's a Charles Bukowski poem, and I'm gonna read some of it, not all of it.
What's it called?
It is called Let It Unfold You.
Oh, for some reason, I thought the poem you were gonna pull up. Not that it really has anything to do with this,
Yes.
but it's that fuck ass poem that you hated and now seem to love.
Oh, I already read
Apparently.
Calm of God probably here somewhere.
No, not Comma of God. It's a poem that's on all the fucking New York City
Oh my
subways.
God, it's called Everything.
Yes, that
And
poem.
I still don't like the way it's written, but I like the point.
And for some reason, I thought you were gonna pull that up, even though it doesn't really have anything to do with this.
No, this is the point.
But
Like
I thought that for some reason that was what you were gonna pull up right now, and I was like, yo, for real.
so I'm gonna read this by Charles Bukowski. It's literally just about
Is his name actually Charles
yeah, it's
Bukowski?
literally
Or
his fucking name.
Oh, isn't Claude Bukowski the main guy for Hair?
I believe so. Yeah.
Is that based off of, is that
Probably
where that
not.
name comes
Probably
from?
not.
You would think, but then I found out that a lot of shit is like
Tied together.
tied together. Like
Mm.
I'm doing this show Dr. Faustus, and the main one of the main characters is Mephistopheles, and I'm like, wait, that name sounds awfully familiar to like the devil in Marvel Comics being Mephisto, and it's like those are because it's rooted in the same thing and a bunch of other shit like
Mm.
that. And I'm like, that might be the
I like
reason
that. That's really cool.
why that character was titled that. But while you read this poem, I'm gonna search that up and I'm gonna listen to you.
But here it is. It's about that point of like looking for yourself, and as a result, or not yourself, looking to not be you.
Yeah.
As a result of hating fucking everything.
Okay.
I changed jobs and cities. I hated holidays, babies. You also might know it from. I'm sorry. I'll start again from.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever seen Beautiful Boy, which is a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's Timothy Chalamet, Nick Chefs. He reads it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
I changed jobs and cities. I hated holidays, babies, history, newspapers, museums, grandmothers, marriage, movies, spiders, garbage men, English accents, Spain, France, Italy, walnuts, and the color orange. Algebra angered me, opera sickened me, Charlie Chaplin was a fake, and flowers were for pansies. Peace and happiness to me were signs of inferiority, tenets of the weak and an addled mind, a weak and addled mind. But as I went on with my alley fights, my suicidal years, and my passage through any number of women, it gradually began to occur to me that I was not different from the others, I was the same. They were all fulsome with hatred, glossed over with petty grievances. The men I fought in alleys had hearts of stone. Everyone was nudging, inching, cheating for some insignificant advantage. The lie was the weapon and the plot was empty. Darkness was the dictator. Cautiously, I allowed myself to feel good at times. I found moments of peace in cheap rooms, just staring at the knobs of some dresser, or listening to the rain in the dark. The less I needed, the better I felt. Maybe the other life had worn me down. I no longer found glamour in topping somebody in conversation or in mounting the body of some poor drunken female whose life had slipped away into sorrow. I could never accept life as it was. I could never gobble down all of its poisons. But there were parts, tenuous magic parts, open for the asking. It's a really long poem, and I can't read the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it shows, it really just puts on display your life being yourself and your life hating the life that yourself got and rebuilding it around some new personality and then hating that new personality even more and what your new personality's life has gotten you. So it's like resenting your life, turning it over, hating the other side. I think of a cold pillow at night. It's only cold for a good 5 minutes, and then you flip it to the other cold side, and then that cold side of your pillow is not cold anymore
It's,
either. So you flip it again, only to realize that like if you just
it's gone.
learn to love yourself the way you are, the pillow is gonna be the
It's
pillow,
gonna be
and that's
cold
it.
always.
It's not gonna be cold. It's gonna be warm. You want the cold side of the pillow.
Yeah. But if you, that's, I know.
Okay,
That's,
whatever.
okay. You
Yeah.
didn't get what I was saying.
No, I don't. Yeah,
Okay.
it is what it is. Oh, the pillow. Okay, yeah, I got
But
it.
once you figure that out, the pillow's always cold. That's the point. Like you
Okay,
figured it
yeah,
out.
yeah.
That's the secret. Um, and I mean, it's not something that like either of us know how to do, and I think that's half the point of listening to us because it's like,
I don't know how to do it. I can't preach to anybody. I'm working on it right now. As a matter of fact, it's also the same thing as self-love. It's a physical action. What did 15-year-old me who knew who he was wear? Really just thought about it right now. There's a pair of Nikita's Converse in the corner.
okay,
I'm very deeply fixated on today because you have to find adjustments and things that work for you.
hmm
I don't like shoes that I could feel the fucking rocks on the ground in, like if they're
hmm
that flat. But I remember really loving Converse as a young teenager. And it was just a really big part of like, Vans and Converse. Like that was a style that I really enjoyed. I gave it up for Staten Island white boy swag when I was like 17. And I was like, fuck, why am I wearing Air Forces now? That's not who I am. I don't think I ever had it. Like Air, whatever.
I think you
Like,
had Air Forces
yeah,
actually.
I
Is that a
did.
fly on the?
It is,
It
there's a
flew away.
fly.
It's a really small fly. It flew
Um,
away.
I hope it's interested in what I'm saying.
I think it is. It
I
wouldn't
really
have
do
come
hope
here.
so.
Yeah, I
Like,
hope.
it's our most live audience at the moment.
Yeah.
Because y'all don't comment on anything.
Imagine we do this, but in front of like on a stage in front of a live audience.
That's called egoism, which will.
No, it's called putting your goals out into the universe.
You know
What?
what? You're right. Can we do this live? Do you guys want to hear us talk live?
Imagine we get like big ass comfy chairs and sit somewhere and just like talk in a mic for like 6 hours, and it's just like people sitting and watch us.
Isn't that like our government?
Yeah, a little bit,
Like
but like
low-key, just like a fucking comedy like podcast talk show thing.
yeah, but like we want, but we're better than that. Um, okay, be for real. We're better than our current government right now. Don't even.
Us for president type shit.
Us for president right
We
now.
keep we're returning to our roots a lot with this episode.
You want to know what's really funny? Several people in the past week have told me that they would vote for me for president.
If you ran for president, I do think we would get in nuclear war. I don't know why.
Why?
I just feel like we would.
Why?
I could see you getting so tight. I'd be like, I could literally hear in your voice saying, "No, press the red button right now." No, we're not waiting.
No, I wouldn't
Move them
do.
first.
I wouldn't
hear
do
him
that,
say
but
it.
I would like put out hits on a bunch of people. Like,
You would cause so much fucking havoc.
but it would also be like the best like 4 years of anyone's life in America. Don't even.
I would vote for you, obviously. Like whatever havoc that did ensue, I'd be right next to you. But
Like it all works out.
it would be fine. But oh, Converse. I was like, I used to. What the fuck are you doing to that camera?
No,
with your
no,
tongue?
no, 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 no. I'm like right by the edge of the screen, and what I want to do is like stick my tongue out and like pretend to lick the edge of the screen, but it's not the edge of the screen, 'cause it's actually just thin air. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard you say in my entire life. Jesus Christ. Excuse me, that was an outburst of sorts.
Like I'm licking the screen right now. Do y'all feel it?
I don't think they want to feel your tongue.
I think everyone wants to feel my tongue.
I think everyone wants. Okay, I love that.
Why are we being so pessimistic?
Yeah, right. Put faith
You know?
into the universe.
Put faith into the
These
universe.
tongues are up for sale. $15.99 each. No, I'm kidding.
Buy my tongue.
$15.99 tongue.
That sounds
That's either
sexual.
murder or prostitution or
Both are both illegal in the United States.
everything's legal in
Jersey.
New Jersey.
Everything's legal in New Jersey.
Okay.
Converse,
Yeah. And I was like, fuck. And I don't know. For me, clothing is very personal. And I was like,
and I was like, fuck.
Yeah,
It's
and I
the
was
best
like, fuck.
transition ever.
Converse. And I was like, fuck. So clothing is very personal to me. I actually asked you today in the fucking World Trade Center if I'm not
I went to the
kidding.
World Trade Center today.
No, One New York Plaza. It's right next
To
to it.
what?
The basement of the Alamo.
Basement of the
No, I'm kidding. The basement of Chipotle. The world, the fucking New York.
New York.
That's the address. One New York Plaza.
Okay. I thought you meant like where the Twin Towers were.
Oh no.
It's like, what the fuck are you talking
There's
about?
a
We're in there.
Chipotle in New York Plaza, and
We're there all the time. Hit us up. Find us there.
legitimately. And I asked you, I was like, what clothes like do you think work on me? And that's a sort of identity crisis in sorts of like what clothes does somebody want to wear? And I noticed like a lot of people go through it. They try different outfits all the time to try to figure out like who they actually are. And I was like, fuck you. And I was like,
And I was like, fuck you.
fuck you.
And then we were in the bathroom
And I was looking at myself hella geeked in the mirror, and I was like, shit. Don't
do drugs,
don't do
kids.
drugs. Fuck. Okay, yeah, no, basically.
You were in the bathroom looking
And I
at
was thinking,
yourself.
whatever. That's the thing. I was just staring at myself. I was like, what do I had like a whole like crisis for 5 minutes in there. It was nice. It was chill. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, bro, like shoes. And I went through the whole thing of like, I have so many different types of shoes, and I only wear this one pair of boots that I really like. That matches the person I am now, but I'm like, I have developed such a comfort in them, and I've had memories.
Like, do
of them.
you mold to the shoe, or does
Have
the
I
shoe
just
mold to
molded to
you?
the shoe? Like I just bought them. I'm like, oh, I really fuck with this. This is cool. And it was like, but for some reason, I still have my old pair of Converse. They're
Yeah.
still functional. I just can't leave the house in them. I'm like, why? It's an identity crisis of sorts. And I'm like, oh, I don't like. They're uncomfortable. And then Nikita has a pair of like modded fucking Converse that he got from DSW that have a more comfortable sole. It's not the Chuck 70s. It's just like a slightly more. They're even more comfortable than those.
They're
They
so
have like
comfy.
an actual sole, whereas most Converse are just dead ass flat. And I was like, you know what? This is a really perfect middle ground. A lot of times it's not always perfectly returning to who you were, but finding
But like,
thing
you
that-
can't tell that it doesn't have a like.
it literally just looks like basic Converse, except the padding inside is more comfortable.
Yeah, like I
So
don't
I'm like,
think
that works for me now. As somebody who walks more than
Yeah.
16-year-old me, I need padding in my shoes.
we walk like fucking
We literally walked from
athletes,
like
bro.
fucking Washington Square Park to
To Staten Island
to
today.
Staten, pretty
Like,
much. Yeah.
it was ridiculous. We walk so much, and anyone that hangs out with us criticizes the fuck out of us.
And they
for
pretend
it.
like they can keep up with how fast we walk.
Yeah,
just-
and they like pretend that they're all high and mighty and they can actually keep up with us, but like we're like not even breaking a sweat, like chilling,
Completely
like
fine.
talking, like and whatever, and they're just like panting behind us, like complaining about it the whole time, pretending that they're not dying, and it's like I don't know how we do it, but like we just do, and it's phenomenal, and I love that we could handle that. It's
I get like 25,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
on
No, it's
average.
crazy. But it's such a good thing for you. Like walking is
It's
so
so fucking
good
healthy.
for
That's
you.
why I eat so much junk, but I still feel like a healthy heart and a healthy body and a healthy thing going on for me because I'm like, oh, yeah. I also, the
Lots
sex
of walk.
pills. Every time, that's right.
What? Yeah. Maybe in a future episode. But
Nikita was given sex pills by a woman. How's that?
but why what about sex
I was talking
pills?
about keeping myself young and healthy.
Oh, okay.
You couldn't do it without the aid of the sex pills.
Apparently. That was wild. What was I gonna say? Do you
Am
like
I guilty? Am I sorry? Do I? So a lot of people don't know who like role model is Tucker Pillsbury, and it pisses me off
it
because
sounds like it's low-key that like the white like little like gingerbread man on the cover of
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
isn't it the
yeah.
same brand, Pillsbury?
Pillsbury Doughboy. I'm like,
It sounds like a
if you watch this
slur.
and you know who
Imagine
Tucker
getting
is,
called a doughboy.
T-Dog Tucker, Pillsbury
Imagine you being
you're a
called
fucking doughboy. Wouldn't you cry if I actually meant that?
a little bit.
If
If
I
you
just
just
I was looking at you dead conversation, Nikita, you're a fucking doughboy. Like you
I
actually
can't tell if it means that like
pale.
I'm too white or I'm too fat.
No, I would take doughboy as either like doughy.
But like what does
I
doughy
guess a
mean?
doughboy is a pale, large human.
But like the doughboy isn't large. Like it's a thing.
How do you feel about the Thanksgiving Day parade when they have the fucking motherfucking doughboy out?
Motherfucking doughboy out.
They get the doughboy.
I
Yeah.
don't not gonna lie, I don't think I've seen the Thanksgiving parade in like 6 years.
You don't watch it on TV?
I like play in the background, but like I'm not just like let me sit there for 6 hours and watch fucking people walk. Like
How do you feel
I
about
walk in if
watching the ball
myself.
drop in person?
I haven't seen the ball drop in person.
I know, but like the concept. I
What?
haven't either, but like the concept of seeing it.
I low key was gonna do that this year,
It's so dumb. People literally bring diapers
but like
because
we
there's
know
nowhere to go to the
someone. We actually
bathroom.
know someone who walked up to the Times Square like 5 minutes before it happened and saw it.
Okay, that's
Do you
not
know
so
who
bad.
it is? Do you know who I'm talking about?
Somebody that I know or somebody that we know that mentioned this person.
Someone that we know personally. We don't talk to them, but
Oh, who?
I was in a show with them. When I met you, we were playing against each other the whole show. Tall, it's a girl. She was there for her boyfriend. Search for Ke,
Wait, where was the show?
in New York, bro. You don't remember this? You don't remember this? When me and you first met,
Okay.
we met doing. We talked about it last episode.
Yes.
We talked about singing, and
Her
I
name
had
starts with a K?
yeah,
Is she an adult or our age?
our age.
Who the fuck's name has a K?
No,
Oh!
it was literally me and this other person on stage the whole show. Do you not know who I'm talking about?
I remember now. Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, we were just talking about them before. Um, I haven't spoken to them in like years now. Not true, but I haven't spoken to them in a hot minute. Have you? Why'd you do that?
No.
Why'd you? Why you threaten me, bro? Restraining order? The fuck? That
No,
was a
no.
threat, and we got it on camera. So now, after you attempted murder on me, whoa, 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 calm down, bud.
Okay.
Don't
Yeah.
go all Luigi Mangione on this shit. Anybody match my freak?
I've been a nasty girl. I've
We
been
could
a
tell.
nasty girl. Oh. Is someone gonna match my freak? It's a universal question, isn't it?
What?
Someone gonna match my philosophical freak?
That's the question that this podcast is trying to answer.
Will the universe match the freak that I put out into it in hopes that
The freak comes back.
the freak comes back to you? You throw a frisbee, and you want it to return to
A
you.
freak speed.
That's the best fucking thing. That's gonna be the title of this episode.
What happens when you throw a freak
When
speed?
you throw a Freaksby out into the universe, you throw the Freaksby, it doesn't always come back. And I'm not talking about
It can't.
sexual
That was so
enhancement pills.
funny.
I'm talking about
That was so funny.
I'm not talking about sexual enhancement pills. I'm talking about life as a whole. I throw my Freaksby.
So, question out to the audience.
Have you
We
ever
s-
taken Viagra and do you believe in
It's not.
Viagra?
It wasn't. What the fuck is it called? It starts with a Z or an X.
It's in my jacket. I don't remember.
Okay,
No,
well,
it's not in my jacket. I didn't take it. Yeah.
no one took the pills except actually two people that might have taken the pills because we got an 10 bottle pill container with 8 pills and
It was
open.
gifted to Nikita.
Gifted. Fucking thank you.
It was offhanded because he doesn't want it in his possessions.
Yes, so now Matteo has them. But when we search up reviews for them, it said that there was a lot of like negative side effects of like throwing up and like whatever.
Nausea, vomiting.
Nausea,
The whole
vomiting.
to do.
But none of these reviews ever. Oh, bro, they picked the worst one. Oh, okay then. None of these reviews actually like it said it works up to 24 hours. And we found out that it was a male sex enhancement pill instead of like a female.
We weren't even sure. It could be for girls too.
Maybe. No, didn't you see the
Yeah, it was for men, but
it isn't about men. But like the question is like, okay, all these reviews said like you were throwing up and like had a headache, but like were you hard for 24 hours? Like did it work?
did the pros outweigh the cons?
Yeah.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Nobody ever talks about that with the
So
sexual enhancement.
what we were thinking was maybe we try it live on air and see what happens to us. Live stream.
Who the fuck is we? That was not my idea. That was yours.
No, you mentioned giving it to someone else and seeing the
I
results.
said we give it to a friend
And see what happens.
Have them test it for us.
But,
Obviously, under the pretense that they know what it
But, like,
is. But
How much better could it be? How much enhancing could it do? What do you think?
if you're a 65-year-old man who can't get an erection, it could make a world of
is it-
fucking difference. Can't
is
it?
it an
Why don't we accept that there are men out there that can't get it up? There's a whole community of men that suffer through this, and
But-
you're neglecting them. You're being so
because it's not marketed
horrible
towards them. I don't feel like it's marketed towards
It is.
You
It's one
saw
of
the
those
bottle, but
products
it's not.
that's marketed towards them.
But you saw the bottle, and like it doesn't give off
Why would it
9-year-old
be
men.
because that's the whole point. Like they're not supposed to feel outcast for their age. They're supposed to feel young again with the product. So it's one of those things where it's like, who else is buying it?
But I would do like
You don't have to narrow your advertising with things like this because it's going to go to whoever needs it will find it.
You think so?
Yes.
Maybe.
Do you have to market marijuana to stoners?
But you market it to someone.
No, you don't. It just exists.
You don't think so?
The person who needs it will buy it.
You don't think there's marketing out there for weed or for ED pills or whatever?
Maybe a little bit, but not every bit of weed has that. Even
Yeah, but like, are you maybe just not seeing the ED marketing because it's not marketed towards you? Is it so targeted that it's not going to you?
ED marketing is fuck. Do you have erectile dysfunction?
No.
You're very very strong advocate for this here.
Well, I'm thinking. Okay, no, I'm thinking of like the perspective, like why would someone make a pill like this and
I took a
market it
pill in
towards-
Ibiza
What?
to show Avicii I was cool. 10 years later, and
I
finally
just
got
don't get
sober, but
why.
fuck,
Whoa,
it was
what is
something.
happening? Oh, I'm not even in the frame. I'm just thinking, like, why would you, why would you not market it towards older men then?
You want to market yourself towards older men
Low key, maybe.
at this point, bro?
Why not? What's the worst that could happen? They say no.
Wait. The older that could happen is the older man. Fuck no. Something I noticed a lot in like New York subways is like women in their like not that 50 years old, not that 60 years old, whatever. Women in their upwards of 30 and up look at me like I am their fucking breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I'm very
You are.
their breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I don't know. Do I have the youthful
Because they
swag?
don't need the ED pills. You don't need.
I don't. Oh shit! Like literally yesterday.
Think about it.
I got the creepiest look, and I was thinking about it. I'm like, men are not the only perverts out there. There are a lot of
Perverted women.
perverted people in general. And I was like, damn, because the amount of weird looks I get from like older women on like subways and shit. I'm like, fuck. I was on bus in Staten Island actually recently, and I had my phone in my hand, and I was going to press the button for the stop, and my left hand was in my pocket, and I was too lazy to just use my left hand, so I kept missing the button because my phone was in my hand like an idiot. And this older woman, I want to say like in her 50s or whatever, presses the button, and she smiles, and she goes, "You're welcome." And I was like, "Oh, thank you. I didn't even realize you pressed it for me." And she goes,
You can get your hand up, but you sure can get your dick up. You know, like
And
that's the sign that's.
and she goes,
being
"Oh, I
handed to-
pressed it for you. You're very beautiful, by the way." And I was like, "Thank you." And she goes, "No, thank you." And it was like, Jesus Christ,
You
bro.
are very beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, no, thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know. It's one of those things where everybody that you
Well,
don't
sometimes you just have to be reminded
that you're beautiful.
that you're beautiful and you're sexy and you're young
Do you want to be told
and
that
you
you're
don't need
Erectile
Those
dysfunction.
erectile dysfunction
Did it
pills.
do anything to your brain?
I
Does
didn't
it
take.
eat you alive at night that somebody did give you these pills thinking you would need it?
No, I just thought this person was weird as fuck. Like,
Ladies and
because
gentlemen, that's why we don't use grinders. Okay.
because under the context that it was handed in
Mm.
is that this bottle was used, which makes me
That's
believe.
worse than like a used condom. It's like that Prince song, Little Red Corvette.
Well, that makes me believe that like this person had an experience with these pills and it worked out favorably. So like, is it not the
But
fact
not
that you need
everybody's
it?
body's the same. You might have had. She doesn't
Maybe it
know.
does something else to your body. Like we don't know what it does. You know, like we're like under this bias of like we think we know what it does. We
Oh
think
my god,
it
we've been on
gets your
such
dick
a
up.
fucking rabbit hole with this entire problem. I love it because it's like eventually the pills theoretically do need to be tried, but for the safety of mankind, they need to be burned away.
Yeah.
I'm the holder of them right now, and I'm doing what like Frodo should have done with the fucking ring. They're gonna die. The pills are gonna go into Mount Doom the second I get out of this damn place.
But
But what happens if it is like Frodo with the ring? What if the pills consume me and I start to become like an asshole and we have this weird like Samwise Frodo dynamic where it's like let it go, let it go. Calm never bothered me anyway.
Storm what? I don't know. Storm never. I don't know.
I said the cum.
Oh, the cum.
You can't spell community without cum.
Yeah, you can.
You can't.
You can. So back to these pills and Frodo and the ring.
Yeah, I guess I must. It's bestowed upon me to destroy them. And it's the type of power that's given to somebody who needs it. Think about it. Like I always
Also, how expensive are pills like that?
$26.
You know. Pause for a second. Pause.
I googled
Not only does he know exactly how much they cost, it came out without any hesitation. Just like your cum would if you take those pills.
I googled it for you. That's why you wanted to know.
That's a sound that you would make if you take those
Sound
pills.
of silence.
That's not silence. That's like the radiator is basically coming right now. Can we give the pills to the radiator?
What if I give the pills to like I don't know who would want them?
I don't know. I don't think anyone would want them.
Commenters, viewers, lovers,
We will.
friends.
Pause.
We will pay
Set
you.
the stop. For real. Anyone on Instagram, shoot us a DM with an address. We will mail us. We have 8 pills. 8 lucky people will be able to receive one of these pills. They're pretty large
No,
blue
this
pills.
is a fucking
No,
lawsuit. Where's
no,
that?
no. It's only 8 people, and they're consenting to this because they're giving us their information.
Okay.
So, if you see this episode, you get far enough into this episode, and you see this, what you're going to do is you're going to go onto Instagram, you're going to hit us a follow, you're going to like everything that we posted on Instagram, and then you're going to go into our DMs, which we read, by the way, and you're going to write, hey guys, here's my address, I will get a pill. If eight people do this, and they try the pill and report back their side effects, one of these lucky people is getting $300.
By the way, it's a branded CVS brand sexual enhancement pill. It's not like a weird.
Yeah.
It's from CVS. Like it's a
Yeah.
It's not like a get like a what's the word?
Like some, like, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's like probably legit.
Probably legit. It's my favorite fucking statement I've heard.
I don't know. We haven't tried it. But if y'all want to try it, we will give some lucky individuals these pills to try. And
You also forgot that we're selling our tongues in this episode too.
oh yeah, we're selling our tongues.
$15.99 for my tongue.
And then you get free pill with the chance of I personally will give you $300 from my bank account if y'all can prove.
Ah, we need to go see Sabrina Carpenter, bro. Don't be throwing out your money like that.
No, I have enough to do this because no one's going to respond to this. It's okay. But I am putting this out into the universe. If you shoot us a DM, I will mail you one of these pills. We will keep them until we post this episode, and we'll give it like 2 weeks, and we will make sure that y'all, all lucky viewers, will get the pills. And if you report back your results, wonders. We will, I don't know, we'll give you $300. Why not? It's not bad.
I love that for us. Honestly, this is the most phenomenal thing we've ever come up with in our fucking lives. It's great.
I want to know what these pills do. I really want to know. But I don't want to try it because I'm afraid of the adverse side effects it would do to me.
Unfortunately, the pills must be burned. There's no way around it. I see a scheme starting here that just needs to be ended. And
Why? It's for the benefit of humanity.
the
If we
fact that
find
you
out
don't
what they,
want the pills to be burned is why the pills need to be burned. It's like when Frodo got attached
but
to the
like,
ring.
watch me. Like, if you give the pills to me, you're gonna have the same exact fucking mentality. It's the holder of the
The holder
pills.
must get rid of them.
Because
The owner of the key
I was
must keep
never
the door
okay.
shut. I
Because think
like
about
that.
it. I was never on the train that anyone should try these pills until I handed them off to you today.
Yes. Okay. So it's like an adverse, a reverse
The
effect of the
second
the ring. The bearer suffers. This
Yep.
the person who doesn't. Okay, but he's developing a sickness. Like they call it ring sickness, I think, in Lord of the Rings, and he's developing this ring sickness.
You're gonna get it the second you dispose of them.
But when I dispose of them, they will be gone. My disposal is not passing them off to another human. It's passing them into the fire.
Maybe.
Even what's his name?
Maybe.
If I can successfully throw them, because I can't think of who initially
couldn't?
tries to put it in the fire. Who couldn't? What's his name right now?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Elandir.
I can't think right now. I'm like,
Even Gollum,
dead.
when he's about to get rid of it, it's an accident. The only reason the ring dies is by mistake. It's this paradox of Gollum falling over into the. If you haven't seen Lord of the Rings, go fuck
Lord of
yourself.
the Rings.
I'm not even gonna bother giving context because it's just like something you should have under your belt as a person.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you haven't seen it. Most of you probably haven't. We love you.
If you haven't, then
It's okay.
you guys will not
We'll
be
do a watch
received.
party. You can do a watch party with us. We'll get you guys coffee. And
When
pizza.
we no, like for real, if this episode blows up, like what we'll do, we mentioned in the last episode, but like we want
I
to
don't
like
know why I
fill
did
a
that.
stage or like a theater with like a bunch of people. We're gonna sit on it and we're gonna like talk to y'all for like 45 minutes. But what we
Or
could
we
do
just hang
is
out
like
and wash.
we could hang out wherever, but like we could, if we think about it, if we do like a live podcast one day, everyone gets coffee, everyone gets anything that they ever wanted. We'll get sexual enhancement pills for everyone. We'll take them all together. We'll do like a shot o'clock, but like for
This just
sexual
sounds like the
enhancement
plot of
pills.
like an orgy that's bound to happen.
No. And what we'll do is we'll play Lord of the Rings out in the background. So it's like both the horniest thing ever and also like the most virgin loser shit ever at the same time.
The most dangerous man is a man that could be and not be a virgin and have nerd hobbies. A
It's
nerd that fucks is the most dangerous thing you'll ever find.
yeah. You're right. You're right.
There's power to be held there.
I think that's a great place to leave this off.
I need to go to the bathroom.
You need to piss? Go piss, girl.
Yeah, I gotta
Go
I gotta-
piss.
He loves saying that. It's so crazy.
Go piss, girl.
Yeah,
Go off.
it's time to go, guys. Go. I have to go to Mordor and get rid of sexual enhancement pills.
And what y'all have to do is slide into our DMs and ask for these sexual enhancement pills. If y'all do it before he manages to dispose of them, y'all get them. We'll give you all the whole bottle.
Bye, bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
It's
We
been
love you.
so real.
It's been real. We will see y'all flip side.